We're now joined by Chief Kevin McGee, who is, of course, the chair of Terrorism and Homeland Security. And to say that you have a lot on your shoulders is an understatement with what's just going on in our world right now. I want to get to first this. You traveled to London to study the response of those terrorist attacks in Manchester, and I want to hear feedback from you about that. I know you traveled also with the International Association Chiefs of Police. And what did you take back from what happened abroad?
Well, this was a delegation that the IAFC organized that included the Department of Homeland Security and the International Associations of Chiefs of Police. We felt it was important that we had this cross-functional delegation to provide a tremendous opportunity to learn from the experiences that they had in London and Manchester in 2017 with a series of terrorist attacks that where the techniques that were used by the terrorists are different than what we've experienced in the United States.
Sure.
So to capture those lessons and to bring them back to the United States really helps with our preparedness efforts. And so we're developing a series of articles that will go into the On Scene magazine that will give a chronology of the key lessons that we learned. And in a way, it was like us doing our own after-action report, where we had the opportunity to speak to public safety command officials as well as frontline public safety officials who were on the scene of these incidents to understand what the experience was that they had, to capture that and to learn from it. These are incidents that put responders at a high degree of risk. We learned a lot about incident command and incident management in the United Kingdom. There's tips that they have that maybe we haven't considered that we want to explore here in the United States. So there's really a treasure trove of information. And what really leveraged the learning was to have this cross-functional team of Homeland Security experts and law enforcement experts with us.
Of course, unfortunate that it happened, but such a learning experience for everybody involved. I also want to ask you about some initiatives that your committee is working on right now.
Well, there's a wide range of initiatives that we're working on, and of course, we're constantly advocating for the fire service in the Homeland Security arena. So there's members of our committee, including myself, who are in the National Capital Region. So we spend a lot of time working with federal officials from FBI, Department of Justice, Department of Homeland Security, as well as advocate for the fire service with Congress and the administration. So that's one area of focus. We're looking to involve the fire service more in the intelligence community. We are important supporters of intelligence. There's a lot of information that we can provide the intelligence community that assists with the work that they're doing, but we're also consumers of intelligence. So to have representatives of the fire service and the joint terrorism task forces around the country working with the FBI and other law enforcement officials is extremely important. Working in fusion centers and having a fire service representative at the National Counterterrorism Center Joint Counterterrorism Assessment Team is important for us also. So right now we're working with the larger departments on how we can have a succession of fire officials that can go into these intelligence arenas to not only contribute to the work that they're doing, but to provide information back to the fire service.
Oh, certainly.
So those are important areas. We're also trying to anticipate the kinds of future attacks that we may experience. One good example is in the arena of cyber. What is it that fire departments should be doing with respect to protecting their mission critical information technology systems? So that's one part of it. The other is, what is the role of the fire service in responding to a cyber attack that impacts something like one of the aspects of our infrastructure? So there's going to be significant impacts on the physical world when the cyber world is attacked, and there is going to be very significant roles for the fire service to play in an integrated way with other response agencies. So we're anticipating doing a tabletop exercise to explore what our strengths, what our needs are, so that we can share with the National Fire Service the kinds of actions that we need to take as a fire service to improve for these possibilities.
One last thing, and that talk to me about the challenges that fire departments are facing just prepping for any potential act of terrorism.
Fire departments have transitioned over the last decades from being fire department only to an all hazards. And we've transitioned from responding to fires and EMS. Now we are the all hazards emergency. There's a lot on our shoulders. There's many demands. We have to prioritize the risks that we have. And we are now in an arena where we know that fire service personnel are going to be working in hostile operating environments. And how we prepare people, the personal protective equipment that we provide, training with our partners in law enforcement are absolutely essential in preparing for the possibility. Hopefully it'll never happen,
right?
But if it does, it's critical to our mission that we're prepared.
The game has certainly changed in what everyone faces, and we do appreciate your service and everyone else that's watching us. Chief Kevin McGee, of course, in charge of the Terrorism and Homeland Security Committee. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Natasha.